Canelo Alvarez sends a message to Terence Crawford as Terence Crawford continues to push for the fight on all kind of different platforms as a new interview demanding the Canelo Alvarez fight that is up on TMZ. But Canelo don't really like that. Canelo doesn't move like that. Canelo won't appreciate that. And in fact, Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford are very, very, very similar. So Terence Crawford should see what he's doing and know that the likelihood of it working is low. However, it is definitely a fight that can be made and should be made, and I don't think we should give too much credence to the excuses of Canelo Alvarez for not making it. Let's talk about that in this video. Terence Crawford is pushing very, very heavily at the end of his career for a fight with Canelo Alvarez. And that, in my opinion, is a fight that absolutely, positively should happen. I think that Terence Crawford deserves the fight from an accomplishment standpoint. I think that Terence Crawford has the skill set to achieve the goal that he's looking to achieve. And I don't think that there's a reasonable matchup in boxing that could pit two higher skilled fighters against one another. The only problem is that it's probably never going to happen because Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez are pretty much the same person in their attitudes and in their approaches. Slightly different, but very similar. And as a result, everything Terence Crawford is doing, just like everything Jaron Ennis tried to do with Terence Crawford, is going to fall in his face. Not going to work. And what you're going to wind up having is a lot of wasted time unless Terence Crawford does something different. Now, before I get into the details, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to subscribe and hit the bell icon. And thank you to Matty O, Barbara D, Daryl, McKinney. I got your package. Thank you to everybody. As Sean Denton, I hope you're doing well. Thank you to everybody that supports the channel. Terence Crawford, as you saw in the TMZ video, says that he wants and believes that he can get the fight with and win a fight with Terence Crawford. During the UFC telecast, Terence Crawford was calling out, along with Turkey Al-Sheikh, Canelo Alvarez to make a fight. As I'm watching this and I'm listening to these interviews, I think to myself, this is never going to work with Canelo because this is never going to work with Terence Crawford. Canelo Alvarez has a very long history of telling people no straight to their face and sticking to it. Telling them no to their face and sticking to it. Of listening to what boxing fans say they want and demand of him and taking out his thumb and thumb in the nose right at boxing fans. From when he was at 154 fighting and 160 fighting Jermall Charlo, to when he's at 168 fighting, refusing to fight David Benavidez. Many Canelo Alvarez fans will say, hey, man, this is not because he doesn't want to fight these guys. It's what have these guys done? Who have they fought? All of that. But at the end of the day, really, it's not going to, those aren't going down because Canelo Alvarez doesn't want them to go down. And honestly, I don't think Canelo Alvarez really worries too much about losing because he's lost before and it's never hurt his career. He lost to Bivol, didn't hurt him. Lost to Floyd Mayweather Jr. actually helped him. I just think Canelo Alvarez is one of these guys, if you keep pressing him, he's going to tell you, no, go away. And if you ask him and you rub him the wrong way because of his position in boxing and because of his personality, he's going to tell you go away. Same thing as Terence Crawford. Go talk to, ask Terence Crawford to do anything that Terence Crawford don't want to do. Or ask Terence Crawford to do something and he just don't want to talk to you that moment. He'll tell you no. He may mean yes, but because you're in his face, it seems he'll just tell you no because he's just what you call obstinate like that. Well, hey, Terence, meet your Mexican cousin Canelo, who does the same thing. Turkey Al-Sheikh talking about Canelo Alvarez is not going to get Canelo Alvarez to work with Turkey Al-Sheikh. There's not enough money to make it happen because Canelo Alvarez has all the money he will ever need. He has all the money he ever needs. He has no shortage of suitors trying to pay him to punch somebody in the face. Turkey Al-Sheikh is not going to do anything but agitate him. It's not going to do anything but make him dig his feet in deeper. If Terence Crawford wants to fight, then Terence Crawford got to go do something to get the fight. What that is, I do not know. But these TMZ interviews and all of that, it's not going to work. Just like it doesn't work with Terence Crawford. Jaron Ennis could go around and do 90 interviews a day. The only thing it's going to do is get Terence Crawford to look at his phone, see 90 of those and say no 90 times. Same thing for Canelo. If Canelo can look in the face of every boxing fan in the United States, man, maybe even the world, and still tell David Benavidez no to his face, what do you think he's going to do to Terence Crawford? And any type of negotiation about the money is going to drag that down. It's just a difficult situation to get this fight done, and a fight that, again, really should happen. But people are making their beds and they're lying in it. Same thing, closely connected to this topic is the amount of money that Turkey Al-Sheikh and those guys are paying on those rehab cards. You can hear it from Eddie Hearn, how Eddie Hearn is saying, man, this rehab stuff is really good for when we have our fighters fight on those cards, but it is real drama for us to try to get people to fight on cards not associated with rehab season. Because they see the money that people are making in rehab season and they say, I don't want to fight on these little cards. I'll just wait around for my opportunity. Don't worry about it, man. Why would I take a chance losing for 1/5 the money? So it's just not that easy to solve the problems in boxing, to get these fights that you want to get made, because it seems like every time you try to do something, you think that there's an improvement being made. It doesn't jive well with the personalities or the goals of people that are directly associated with that decision. And it's a really rough thing to see take place. But I have to tell you, man, Terence Crawford shouldn't feel like he's that special with Canelo. I'm sure Terence Crawford is feeling like he's very special because he is. He's the number one pound for pound fighter in the world, according to a lot of people. I know people in his hometown are thinking very highly of him. Boxing fans, he's getting asked for autographs. He's getting put on television. He's a famous guy, and he deserves to be a famous guy and deserves to be a celebrated athlete at this point in his time because of what he's achieved in his career. But let's not get it twisted. If Terence Crawford keeps giving interviews like that, if he keeps trying to push buttons, all you're doing is wasting your time, keeping your face in camera and ensuring you're not going to get that fight. And then at the end of the day, it's just going to be more people calling Canelo Alvarez a duck, which might be true. I don't think it is with the Terence Crawford thing because of the weight thing, but because of the different weight classes. But, that's what people are going to run around with. At the end of the day, though, I hope this fight takes place. I really do. I hope I hope that these two very stubborn, bullheaded people that got a bunch of money in their account and can walk away from the sport tomorrow, so not too many people have influence over them. I would love if these two guys could see eye to eye, get in the ring, and then we could discuss whether or not the size is going to make a difference or the skill is going to pay the bills. Then we get to see it. But until, something about these conversations change, I don't see it happening. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.